How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the show. ProveX token has been live for a little while now. There's been some trading. There's been some lots of different just stuff going on with it. Got a lot to cover. Hex also, some big moves lately on the Hex token. Love the Hex token. Pretty good. Like it a lot. And lots of good stuff. So actually, it's been pretty exciting on PulseChain. Y'all let me know the last few days or so since launch, since we saw stuff about testnet and all the things going on. It's been pretty exciting, actually. So it's refreshing for a change to be like, wow, there's some cool stuff to talk about. And then, I messed up the time with Fast Abdul, but hopefully he'll be able to hop on. If not, we can do another stream. But yeah, I wanted to go through a lot of different stuff with ProveX. Again, what's going on PulseChain a little bit. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Be going for a little while here. But before we get to chat in just a little bit, I want to pull up give me just 1 second. Pull up the side. It's like, you don't have any questions about how to get to ProveX, whether it's on testnet, mainnet now. You have any just basic questions that we can get to, and we'll get to some bullish tweets from Richard Hart as well. Pretty cool stuff. Let's start with that. Let me put this on the screen. All right. Also, 2.6 million views on this video from about a year ago. Almost not even 1 year ago yet. Pretty cool. So when everyone plans to buy the dip and there's no dip, I have seen that ProveX. I think the prices went up and down, but I think it's been up a little bit. So we'll look at that in a little bit as well. ProveX PRVX is looking good. So yeah, maybe that's one distinction I can say as well is there's the ProveX platform and there's the ProveX token. So there's been developments on both of these. The ProveX, so the sacrifice for ProveX token, and then the platform that's in beta right now. So it's app.provex.com. And let's see if you go through these. So, second, let me do this so I can demo. Yeah, so app is currently in beta. Please start with small amounts. I did a demo, not a demo, but I did a walkthrough of ProveX not too long ago. And yeah, actually, it looks like there is some. I feel like every time I look at it in a new, when I go to analyze it or something to see that there's something's changed. So ProveX connects you directly with other people. When you buy crypto, your payment goes straight to a real seller, not ProveX. The app simply matches buyers and sellers and protects each trade with on-chain escrow. Pretty cool. So if you do that, so you can take a guided tour. Where can I? So it's got the stats button here as well. Look at the stats. You can look at the PRVX burned, currently 0. Why is that? It's because, from as far as I can see, it is not integrated with the platform yet. So let me go back to that. So yeah, the ProveX sacrifice for the token, the ProveX platform has been in beta for a few weeks now. So the site's been up. It's got different liquidity or different orders and stuff from different platforms, Revolut, Venmo, all this stuff. I was trying to see how to actually show where. Man, I wish it was just a button that's buy and sell, but I want to see the different. I'm not seeing this immediately. So, man, why is it got a tour? I want to see this view quotes across all payments. Okay, that button is just a little side thing. Maybe it's, if you have the extension, all that stuff, maybe it's a little bit easier to see some of this, but this is just a view from the outside. So 18 total deposits. That is on. Okay, yeah. So this is for Revolut, I think. Yeah, whatever you match it with or whatever you have it on. So Interesting. Yeah, and you can click here. Okay, this is where you can get a lot of stats about deposits and funds and all that stuff. So pieces there. And then, so yeah, Revolut, if you switch to like Venmo and click this button, okay, you can see the different ones across there as well. Okay, so if you want to look at the different payment stuff across here, I don't know why it's not, maybe it's just like, it shows up better if you have like the whole setup and all that. But this little arrow go into the right, view quotes across all payment methods. So that will take you to whichever one you choose here that you want to look at. We can look at Wise, you click that. You see deposits there for Wise. So the one looks like that has the most, just for the if you went through, is Revolut. And yeah, we can see the different deposits and pieces here, and the different I guess rates and all that stuff. So platform beta is live, and then after that, the token, we started seeing some token stuff on testnet. And if you scroll down, actually, I keep wanting to look at this too. This is interesting. Your payment data is read local browser extension. And you can see what is raw payment data. Holder, account number, balance, now sent, date, preview, proof view. Yeah, interesting how it works. Browser extension. Okay, yeah, it's kind of showing like the different pieces and the extension and all that stuff. So if you go to, shoot, what was I going to look at? Oh, yeah, okay, stats, that's where it was. So stats, that you have the testnet and on mainnet. So if you go at the bottom to, I don't know how much you all played with the different parts of the website. So if you go to distribution verification, if you sacrifice, you can check and see if your tokens are there, all that. You can select on testnet as well, and it'll give you the deploy transaction number and the different token. I guess the same token. It looks like the same token address. Yeah, on both. Those are, yeah, you can verify that yourself, but it looks the same to me, 0B11. And CSV having all the addresses for sacrifice. And then you can also put, it looks like you put your wallet address here as well to see, find your points, see if your tokens are there. It's all that stuff. So yeah, so I try not even talk about token addresses and stuff. I don't want to put them. It's like, oh, what's the official one? All that stuff. I think, again, like the sacrifice things, these things you can verify on your own. Don't quote me on this stuff. Don't take anything I say for like the token addresses. So you can look on the ProveX website and verify the stuff yourself with the token addresses, deploy transaction, again, which chain you're looking at, PulseChain mainnet or PulseChain testnet v4. So this is pretty interesting. You see the liquidity, the protocol activity, volume as well. Again, hopefully we'll see how much it heats up as far as when the token is actually integrated and more usable on the platform. So that's the next piece. So like, what is next for ProveX? It looks like the integration of the mainnet token that is launched on PulseChain. If you go to Dex Screener, go to Dex Screener. Yeah, and you can see token here. So different liquidity pools. So if we type in PRVX, you can see liquidity about $1 million in the USDC liquidity pool on PulseX. Looks like PulseX V2, $1 million liquidity pool, and then different ones here, 55K in the Wrap Pulse and ProveX pool, 369K in the DAI and ProveX pool, 372. So different amounts, different pools here. I think token's been launched or officially, it was launched and then tradable. So yeah, I'm trying to remember the nuance there. Launched 3 or 4 days ago, and then tradable the last couple days or so. Check, correct me on that if I'm off, but yeah, it's interesting to see the different features and how when you launch a token, yeah, what was the block? There was a certain block where yeah, we had the quadrillion, the whole ProveX is worth up 1 million X and all that stuff, or 1 million%, and or 1 trillion%, some crazy numbers before the actual trading and stuff you're looking for started happening. And then yeah, this 15-minute chart. 088. Can anyone tell me as well the starting price? Like, is it up? Is it down from the SAC rate, probably the average SAC rate price? I don't know if I've seen a lot of posts covering that as of now. I know it's probably like, I know it's been up and down and stuff. And yeah, actually hung out with 071. Yeah, anyway, it's been up according to this chart. There was an up. Yeah. So down 5.4. And yeah, quite a bit from there. So yeah, started around the 408660. And hey, we got a new chart. We got a new core coin. Welcome ProveX to the core coins. Pretty fun stuff. So yeah, pretty interesting liquidity. Man, we don't have time to dig into every single thing. There's been a lot of interesting pieces as far as liquidity goes. The token, oh yeah, this is up 1,000,000%. And then what was the one where, let's see. Yeah, so coins can be sent to smart contracts until this block number, which is estimated to occur on the 15th or 14th. My list. Okay, yeah. So you can read all this stuff. I'll put this link in the chat if you want to read it as well. There will be neurologists how to talk to you. Yeah, that's another point. If you don't know, if you can't see them or whatever, you may have to add add the token address to your wallet, or depending on what block of support you're looking at, or whatever, you can see if the ProveX tokens but yeah, there's nothing to do as far as claiming or any of those things. If you sacrificed based on the points, all that stuff, the system's supposed to work, that they show up in the wallet on PulseChain. Remember the debate? We were like, oh, is it going to happen on Ethereum or PulseChain? Where's it going to launch? Launched on PulseChain. Who knows what other networks it may connect or tokens and stuff too. But ProveX PulseChain core token, pretty cool. Prices there. Let's see what else. Liquidity. That was an interesting thing. We see that a lot of it's in stables. Is it decorrelated from PulseChain and other assets and stuff? How many people were selling to get into ProveX from their other core coins? It's like, man, it's a lot of interesting stuff there too. So we will see. Does this kick off the bull run? Does this kick off our season? Would be pretty amazing and very cool to see PulseChain. That man, it's cool to see all these tickers here too. PulseChain do very well this year in the bear market, in the bull market, air season. Where does it fit in? We'll see. But yeah, pretty cool to finally see the 5 core coins on PulseChain. And then pretty cool to see. So shout out to PulseChain Stats. Great website. Betting a lot of cool stuff. We've now added ProveX to our website. Chart with all time frames, holders, growth, and liquidity breakdown. Actually, let's check that out. PulseChainStats.com. Go to stats. So this is pretty cool. Let's see. Where's ProveX? Okay, they don't have it listed here, so it must be here. So can I click? Where just search ProveX burn? Okay. Oh yeah, here's some stats. So ProveX here, 10,000 total. Yeah, wasn't there? Okay, so sacrifice set was what, 7,400 or so? Where was that? Yeah, so CSV 70. So that many addresses again. That could be more holders and stuff overall, but addresses that sacrifice looks like, and then holders. Yeah, holders have been going up as far as I go, 7,000. And then 10,000, all this stuff. So yeah, we'd like to see this over time. See where it goes. Let's see. So I got some stats there. Oh yeah, it also says on the tweet too. We'll deploy a dedicated ProveX stats page in coming days. I'm excited to see that. Excited to see the burn rate, all that stuff heat up. Let's see what else. I want to get to the Hex stuff as well, so that's pretty interesting. But I wanted to, oh wow, okay, got a lot of, let's go through these. I've asked on X, again, I can't get to check. Give me a few minutes, chat, and I'll try to get to some of them, but I want to get to a few of these questions as well. Let's see. Red Squirrel. What's up, Red Squirrel? Isn't ProveX a duct taped on token to core? Yeah, I remember talking about Uni and Uniswap, Uni being the duct taped on token. ProveX, fork of, what is it called? ZK-P2P, but then they renamed it to, oh man, they renamed it to, what did they rename it to? I can't remember. Where they renamed it to, and now it has a token. So, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it provides some like incentives and, some sort of, well, I mean, the utility, I guess, is you got to use it. Well, I guess, okay, that's actually, it begs an interesting question there. Asks an interesting question there. If it's, so currently to use ProveX, you don't need to use the token. So once it's integrated, will that turn on? Will you like, okay, I have to use the token, or I have to get the token to use it? That may be an interesting shift as well, or however it's deployed. So, I don't know, duct taped on versus Uni. You didn't ever have to have Uni to use it, but it was like, what was it like? I can't remember what the tokenomics were, but it didn't have that, I guess, that utility aspect of like, oh, I need this thing to actually use the system. But with ProveX, Jet, let me know what are your thoughts and stuff on that. Like, what do you think it's going to do? But we shall see. What's up, Tam Tam? How's it going? Hex Wizard, G&J Boom Boy. Sorry, I can't get to everyone right now. I just want to click on a few. Welcome. What are your biggest questions about ProveX? Let's see. How do you claim? Oh, yeah, I'm going to avoid a lot of the claim stuff. Like I said, read the ProveX, read how it works, figure out how, again, this is kind of, the sacrifice. There's plenty of information like on that stuff. So I don't want to talk too much about claims or pools or all that stuff. But just, let's see, I know the coins are free, but what was the unofficial SAC price? Yeah, that's what I don't too. I think I've seen some content on what the actual SAC price was, or there's the average, there's a multiplier, but like there's all this like probably like 2 or 3 different breakdowns of it. Like the worst price you got, the best price you got. Yeah, there may be some posts on that, but let's see. People been using the ProveX app. Has it been working? Was anyone use Canada? Bob? Yeah, have you been using chat? Let me know if you've been using the ProveX app. I've heard over the last 2 or 3 streams. I think we've had some people talk about it in the chat and all that stuff. So now they got the tokens. Maybe things will be more exciting about it and can talk more or have more people to have like testimonials or talk more about it or tutorials and all that stuff. Yeah, if anyone sees like a tutorial on how to use ProveX, if it's video or it's new videos and stuff on that, feel free to like tag me on X in case I can come across it and be like, oh, because I really like to see content on that and people using it and giving people an example and all that stuff. How many wallets can hold 100 million tokens? I'm not sure on some of the, I'm not sure on some of the holdings stuff. I'm digging the numbers. So now everyone gets tickets, baby, as well as supply. Yeah, I mean, the supply is, I'm curious to hear some bullish things on the supply. What is it like? The supply is like 1 trillion, 1.2 trillion. Gotta go to DeFi, explore. ProveX, let's see, has it been verified? ProveX, I think it has. Okay, that's 0B1. Holders, transfers, max supply. So 1.2 trillion, I think is the max. Yeah, 1.2 trillion looks like, around 1.2 trillion total supply. The contract's here as well. Interesting. I haven't looked at the contract much. I think now that it's, yeah, we see it's verified here. Solidity code, ProveX. Pretty cool. All right. Yeah. It'd be interesting to go through some of the code as well. Yeah. So the code is on the block explorer here. Yep. Oh, we could read write. It shows different functions and stuff. Balance approve, balance of. Yeah. Pretty cool. Anyways, came here for the 1.2 trillion looks like it's max total supply, and yeah, it's deflationary, right? So burned. So I think all the tokenomics. I mean, if anything has changed, but I think the tokenomics, you have the max supply, you have the sacrifice, you had the distribution, all that stuff, and then once the buy and bird's turned on, deflationary, kind of similar to PulseX. But again, we'll see if you have to actually use the token use the token to use the feature on the platform and all this stuff too. So back over here. They want to do a step-by-step tutorial. Great question, SJ. Yeah, I'm kind of looking. Here's how to do it. Peer. That's what the ZK-P2P was rebranded to, I guess. Okay. So here's a make tutorial. Okay, come with the script, grok there. And then, yeah, we will see. Hopefully there will be some more content and some more people making some stuff on that. Pretty cool. So back why we need a token. Yeah, we shall see. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. Is it just this perpetual like, I don't know. It's kind of like if you like Richard's products and Vision, all that stuff. It's like new Richard Heart token. I think, I think there's probably a way. I mean, Pumpamentals is, you got the Pumpamental side. We've already got some of the tokenomics and stuff explained, but I don't know. I think Richard would like to. He's in it to win it. So I'm automatically. I feel I'm like, we'll see. We'll see how the market goes. We'll see the need. We'll see the utility, the adoption. We'll see the Richard comes back streaming and promoting and doing all this stuff. I don't know. I'm excited about it. So. Peer doesn't have a token. ProveX has a token. I don't know. There's also something about tokens and how they can kind of align incentives or get people to use a product because there may be a monetary gain there, right? It sounds more exciting if there's a token with a platform than just a platform. In some cases, sometimes it's like, okay, I just want to use the platform. I don't want to have to use the token. But I don't know. It could be interesting Pumpamental that we are yet to see how amazing it is or how successful it's going to be. So what's the plan behind this coin launch? There's privacy tech. It is interesting to have another core coin. I mean, we got 5, 6 if you want to count, Hex on Ethereum, all that stuff. It's, yeah. I mean, hopefully we get our season, we get a ton of price go up, and we've got a lot of amazing stuff happen in the ecosystem. And yeah, if you can have the tech and the price performance, that's what I think that's what Hexco and PulseChain. Man, I'm excited thinking about it. That'll be pretty good. How has the project helped prior projects or streams to be like the price? Yeah, I mean how has the project helped our prior projects? I'm not sure. Why is it not making Hex $300? See, I mean, if Hex becomes more popular because of ProveX, you never know. Yeah, I'm going to get to Hex in just a minute. We use it step by step video. Again, let me know who, if you see anyone making step-by-step tutorial on using it. That would be good. I've heard, I mean, if you just search X, you can see people talking about, or probably find some kind of people using it, but like a step-by-step video guide yet. Do we suppose to be buying it? I see people saying it's not for us. Yeah, I mean, that's it. So I guess the theory is, I mean, it kind of started with the sacrifice not being for people on PulseChain, because it's like, oh, you couldn't sacrifice the core, and you have to sell. Yeah, I mean, I guess you would have to sell, or somehow get whatever was accepted sacrifice to get into it. And I was like, oh, I just want to roll my coins. I want to roll my coins that are down. Like, like this consensus was, oh, at least let me like get into it with my other core coins. But it didn't happen this time. A lot less was sacrificed. And we'll see if that becomes a lot less sell pressure as well. As far as the token itself, I don't know. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I haven't really went into a bunch of the different theories there. It almost seems like, I don't know, I guess you could talk about how the coin, like, I don't know, what is it? Maybe ProveX is for bringing outside people in, but if they see really good price performance, maybe it is sort of like the onboarding type tool and the privacy tech that people can use generally, and of course on the chain. Maybe Hex and PulseChain and PulseX wildly outperform it, because this one is maybe. What the narrative is like? This is only the 100x or the 1000x, and the 10,000x's are already on PulseChain. I don't know. It's just I can see we could come up with all kinds of like bullish and bearish, and like prioritizing which ones. Actually, we did a debate on which coin more bullish on. We talked about Pulse, Hex, PulseX, and Ink. And it's funny, I don't know. Have you all seen people make the case about ProveX being less bullish on ProveX than the other ones? Yeah, I mean, of course, on one side you can say, oh, it's a new token, and if you need to use the platform, then it's got this utility piece, and it's got all this less sell pressure and low market, like all this stuff. Oh, what is the market cap? What was it? Has it went up since we've been streaming too? Nice. Market cap 112 million. So I don't even know how accurate that is, but I mean, there's all kinds of different. On the other side, you can say, oh, but Hex has a bigger community, and not that many people are even are in ProveX. But as far as comparing them with Hexkins and people who got into PulseX, or it'll be interesting to see the different cases to be made. Or they're all just super bullish. Again, like I used to use the analogy for like, which one's better? Which one's going to do better, PulseChain or PulseX around the sacrifice phase and stuff. And it was like, do you like 2 scoops of ice cream or 3 scoops of ice cream? It's like, I like ice cream. So, I think I hope they all do super well. Be interesting. It's fee reduction, protocol access. Yeah, we'll see if the token, maybe it is just reducing the fees. Maybe if you have the ProveX token, the fees. Actually, I could see that actually. That could be one where you pay the fees if you don't have the token, but if you have the token or a certain number of the token or something, then it either makes there's no fees, or there's much less fees. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways we can see it. Look at it. Will this privacy layer bring adoption to PulseChain? Do you need about ProveX on? Do you need ProveX to buy crypto on PulseChain via Kraken? Yeah, I think the adoption is a big piece of this. That's why, just privacy is a big thing. The onboarding is another piece, and the tokenomics. So I think those 3 things together, if you really nail those 3 things, I think there's I hope ProveX is very, very successful. And especially, again, like solving this onboarding thing. We have different solutions and different people working on different things in the community as well. But yeah, the more routes in the PulseChain, the better, as far as stuff goes. And man, I feel like saying privacy, like the next big thing in crypto, is it privacy? Is it, like whatever it is, it almost feels like privacy always felt like this. Okay, it's a cool thing, but how do you make money with it? Or it never felt like it could be, to me at least. I never thought like, oh, this could be. I never felt like it really could be like, oh, this is the thing. This is going to be the theme. Is it DeFi season? Is it meme season? Is it like whatever DEX season? Is it farming season? Like whatever it is. Like if you're like, okay, it's privacy season. Like, if there's some good products and there's some things with tokenomics on it, maybe that could. I mean, literally, maybe it does take like a financial incentive to push certain ideals, to popularize certain ideals like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I hope we're like, okay, ProveX kicks off privacy, our season, and then privacy season in crypto in general. Privacy, all these things get much better in crypto, and then or it's a season, something like whatever, and also PulseChain prospers, and we do all that. Great. All right. I can't get to a lot of great questions here though. I have to cover some more another time, but yeah, pretty cool. Wind Moon, a few Wind Moons, Wind Valhalla, when awesome go up. Well, did we start this? It was like 4086, somewhere through there, and already up a few percent. So thank you, chat. You guys have you've nailed it so far. Again, sorry I can't get to all the question stuff. I do want to talk about Hex, because Hex, actually, all right, before we talk about Hex, just one more piece here. Just want to bring up this post. Oh, that's interesting. From Buck, congrats to Richard on launching ProveX in personal best time of around 2 months from SAC end. Shows the right amount of time was spent to scrutinize things and safely launch while still being done in an expedient manner. This is exactly as we expected. We are excited to see what this means for him and the community over the coming year. We speculate that this may begin the turnaround story. I thought it was pretty exciting to think about. Is this what starts the turnaround story? Is ProveX launch? I had a poll about that, didn't I? Like what kicks off our season, or I can't remember, something like that. And it was talking about like richer streaming or ProveX launch or whatever it was. And yeah, man, that would be. It's like it's always hard to call, because you're this the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, and now it's time to go up. It's this thing's happened. Economy this way it is. The economy, everyone has their theories and all this cycles and all this stuff too. However, I certainly hope up from here. Who knows what it's going to be. I think we all hope up from here, right? And oh man, yeah, turnaround story, comeback, whatever you call it, the comeback of streaming, at least the comeback of promotion. As far as the way it used to be, I know it's, again, I've said it before, I'm sure he's doing everything he can within the constraints and stuff, and being smart and all this stuff too. But yeah, this would be amazing if we're like, all right, 2026, we have it'd be amazing if 2026 felt a little bit more like 2021, right? That might be pretty interesting. All right, last one, and then we're getting to Hex. Last one. There's just so many good posts, so much content. So you guys, yeah, all the creators, shout out to all the PulseChain creators and everyone talking about ProveX and Hex and PulseX and all the stuff on X. A lot of great content. Did a poll here. Final results, about 500 votes. Bullish or bearish on the ProveX token launch on PulseChain? 65% bullish. Let's go. 65% bullish. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good. All right. So, did you all know that some Hex stuff happened. Some Hex stuff. It appears, put link to CryptoSolves in here as well. The Hex OA just staked all of their accumulated holdings. This is everything that gets collected whenever people merge and stake. T-shares are getting harder and harder to come by. Also happened on Ethereum. Wow. So according to this, sounds like on PulseChain and Ethereum, Hex OA is staked I'm looking here, 5. That's around 3 billion Hex. And it sounds like this comes from, accumulated. So this is everything is collected. So so there was the big stakes that happened, which was, I guess, like their just holdings. And this is like the ones they got from the fees and all the stuff from there for the merging and stakes and all that. So I didn't even think about that. So 3 billion staked for 5. When I first saw this too, in chat, let me know what you think. I thought, wow, like what is the play? Like what is this? What is the bullish piece to this? Is it just saying that, hey, I don't know, Hex isn't going anywhere. It's like a sign of like, there's no, this isn't about, is it a further sign about like not only the longevity of the protocol, but the kind of signal that like, hey, anyone speculating about the OA selling Hex, it's locked up. So how's it going to be sold type of thing? Like, but then also staking it. Yeah. For that long. I don't know. I feel like I want to dig into, maybe could dig into with Fast or Crispy or anyone sometime about like the interesting pieces and kind of the reaction from this, because I saw that and I was like, wow, pretty cool. And this is a post from PulseChain Stats. Hex OA is taking the $3 million. $6 million today's prices from all the merging and stakes ending. It's earned. It's staked it all out 5 days. Hex OA has been busy accumulating a lot of Hex from the interesting stakes done by users. Yeah. So it's wow. It's pretty amazing. So like how that affects the rates and people's confidence and what people are doing from it. I'm sure it's going to be covered and stuff from there. It's pretty new. This happened. It just happened like a day or so ago. But boy, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and there's one other from CryptoSolve here. Oops. So market cap lowered, inflation lowered, trust in OA further increased. So those two things. Oh, are we gearing up for our season? Like I know there's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. And then one more from Ben Sierra here. Breaking Hex user supply. Hex user circulating supply flipped recently, deflationary. More Hex getting staked than in-staked. It's unrelated to the OA 3 billion stake. So this is more info on the upcoming February and March reports. This comment, when the bull market hits this time, it will go crazy like the last bull run. More and more supply bought and locked that juicy yield price on rocket ship. Wow. So pretty amazing. We will see a lot of cool, but yeah, there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of really cool stuff happening. I've been seeing a lot of great content on PulseChain. So yeah, let's go. I'm excited. We'll see what 2026 brings. I think, let me answer this real quick too. Will Richard actually come back or just tweet about it every few months like the other coins? To come back or tweet about it every, maybe I'm not sure you're talking about ProveX or Hexbell. I'll just take this as, will Richard actually come back? So come back streaming. I think so. I'm still on. I don't know why. Again, maybe with the Interpol stuff and all that, which half of it, or there's some good updates and stuff on that. It seems that maybe that's hopefully in the process of going away and all that stuff. I think it just seems like, I think if I were to bet, I think he will come back when ready. And or tweet about it every few months like other coins. I think it's probably to tweeting. I mean, honestly, the promotion is pretty good as far as like, I'm just saying pretty good as far as at least we are getting tweets. I mean, there was a time where there was much less of it, much less communication and all that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see that Richard is approaching it how he thinks is best. And yeah, I think we'll see him. I think, if I were to go one way or another, I would say we'll be on live stream again. And maybe he'll explain the whole time why he could be on live stream, or maybe we'll just be like, let's go, rocket ships, air season, all that fun stuff. So anyways, but we're going to be on just for a few more minutes because we got our guest on today. Welcome back to the show, Fast Abdul. How's it going, Fast?
How you doing, Max?
You are so early for this stream. You are so early.
Indeed. Yeah, I thought I'd drop in a couple hours early.
Yeah, sorry about that. I gave Fast the wrong time and didn't realize it till right at the start. I was like, oh no.
It was the right time, just the wrong time zone.
Well, that's true. Wrong times. But it kind of had similar effect of like, okay, yeah. Sorry. And I should have tagged you on it too, because I forgot to tag you on the post, which may have gave you another notification. So I
saw you on YouTube. That was my notification. And then I checked my messages, and you're
like, hey, Max is live. Well, wait, he's talking about the ProveX token. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm pretty pumped about the ProveX token, Max. I think the liquidity setup that we have right now is pretty rad. Like Richard put in like $1.3 million in liquidity, not against cores. There's a small pool against Pulse that may have been OA generated, but like most of it's against stables and ETH. And I think there's probably a reason for that. And it's likely to absorb any sort of dumping into non-PulseChain assets. And then I have a suspicion that the liquidity situation could change to include core tokens in a major way.
Yeah, can you break that down? That's something that I really think is an interesting point of like the liquidity setup. And it's kind of alluded, the liquidity has been talked about a lot lately too, and even Richard talking about what's the different setups and stuff. Why pairing it with the core? Why not pairing a lot of it with cores and pairing with stables? Is this what's the traditional thinking, right? Like pairing with cores and bear market, and pair with everything else you want to go up in a bull market. Is that like the traditional way of looking at it? Is that, if so, is that, hey, are we in the bear market and we're preparing for something? Will that change in the future? We'll start pairing with more. Like, what do you think?
I think with PulseChain, it's not necessarily a matter of bull or bear market, right? Because like we've been through supposed bull markets without, hitting the price points that we wanted. So I think it's more about just like the current situation, like the liquidity on situation on PulseChain is very thin, except for with ProveX right now. And like when he created this setup, it enabled for people to sell their ProveX if they wanted to into these relatively, compared to all the other assets, deep liquidity pools that are against stables and ETH. So like it doesn't really touch the price of the cores if there was a big dip on ProveX. So it's giving, the people are going to get out or have their chance to get out, right? I think the higher that number rises, probably when it loses a zero, we're going to see, max exit from the people who that's their plan around there. And that would be a good time for him to switch it up and like literally pull most of that liquidity, then pair it against PulseChain assets, and then they can all pump together.
So you're thinking this is more of like giving people a chance to sell on, whatever percentage they want.
What other benefit is there to pair against stables except for to hold up the price, right? Like the price of DAI and USDC, they're not going to go up, right? And he paired against ETH, but ETH's not looking super hot right now. I don't think he has like great hopes that ETH is going to double in the next 2 weeks. So like, I literally think he did this to provide like an exit, a foundation for people to get out if that's what they're going to do without hurting the cores. Now, of course, we're seeing people move from the cores into this, right? But like, which they were going to do anyway. And if you had pairs against cores, some people would have done that anyway, probably more people, because it would have been a smoother trade. But by making it not smoother trade, the end result is you probably burn more PulseX, right? Because if you're swapping, let's say you're swapping Hex into ProveX, well, it needs to move through Hex, probably into Pulse, probably into DAI. Those are like 3 separate trades that are mostly moving through PulseX. So, and then it's going to end up, in ProveX. But like in the meantime, they've burned a bunch of PulseX. So, why give people a direct route to dump, and why facilitate dumping that in a way that will hurt the prices of the cores even more? Like, of course, this is the new shiny thing, so people are going to run after the new shiny thing. But we have enough true believers in our community in the core tokens, which I'm going to say are like Hex, Pulse, Inc, and PulseX, that I don't think I don't think he thought that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, and it's the chart has been going up for the last day or two. It's been trading for a couple days or so. It's been a little bit up and down, but right now, do you know? I was asking earlier too. Do you know what break even for SAC looks like? What, like, are people in profit right now? Like, do you know any of the stats like that?
I think people are just under profit or just over profit right now who participated in the regular SAC. But the people who participated in Buck's pool, right, or there may have been other pools out there, they've been in profit and never been out of profit. So I think you're about 4 zeros and a 5 for those people, thereabouts. So it's like, which is kind of a good sign, right? Like, obviously some of those people are still going to exit, but like they haven't exited yet, right? So, and that's partly why that 3 zeros and a 1 number, and like, okay, that's a 2x for those people. That might be the benchmark where it's like, okay, once those people are out, the ones who are going to leave, then things can start to pump in a more serious way. And that's when it would be good to be paired against core tokens. So I don't know if Richard's thinking that for sure, but I imagine it's crossed his mind what different people paid for their tokens, depending on the bonus multiplier that was available. And I think, we're around break even for a lot of people right now. And some people have just about never been out of profit, like a couple silly dips on that chart. But like, most of those pool people are still in profit, and have pretty much always been in profit.
Yeah. So do you think, I mean, one other idea on this too is like, oh, is it protecting ProveX price from the cores dumping? Like, it's like, okay, we want the decorrelation because we want to paint, a good price chart in the meantime and not be affected by people dumping the cores. But does that actually tie it, if, with that scenario, why would it be, okay, we're going to switch liquidity back over the cores, unless it was literally like, okay, this is our season, this is go time? Like, what? I mean, is that something
You would only do it if you thought like you'd only like pair with a volatile asset, right? Like, which is basically the cores. Now, ETH is a volatile asset, but not compared to PulseChain cores, right? But you'd pair with a volatile asset if you thought that volatile asset was going to go up. So, and in this case, ProveX is also a volatile asset. So you could pair ProveX against the cores, which I believe Richard also cares about. If he knew that ProveX was going to go up, maybe he might want the cores to share that ride as well. So it works both ways. Like, they can pull each other up or they can pull each other down. Like, I think early on, it's very likely they would have pulled each other down. But in a matter of as little as several days, that situation could change dramatically, right? Where they would just pull each other up. So far, like, the ProveX chart looks mostly up only. Like, we had silly spikes before it was saleable, like when people shouldn't have been buying it. But like, since it was available to buy and sell, the charts looked pretty strong. And I think we're getting to that point where, like, those people who were in pools will get their 2x, and then maybe they'll leave. And if they do choose to leave, then that'll be the time to pair it with cores and pump the price.
Oh.
I also speculate, Max, that there could be a red notice announcement coming up. Like, the timing of this, could coincide with something else, right? And maybe Richard knows, because his lawyers are talking to him, that the red notice is going to get pulled, and he decided this was a good timing to launch ProveX. I wouldn't be shocked. Matter of fact, I'm just going to take a quick look at the red notice site right now.
Yeah, is that the best scenario here is like, okay, like that, and then, okay, time to launch ProveX, and then red notice is lifted, Richard comes back streaming, starts promoting ProveX.
Oh yeah, like streaming and promoting PulseChain in general. But like, yeah, obviously ProveX is the new shiny thing. That would be the way to go. And we know that half the Interpol red notice is gone. Fortunately, my check just now shows the other half, the tax charge is still on there. But yeah, wouldn't that be an interesting coincidence if ProveX was around and tradable for about a week, and then all of a sudden that red notice disappeared? Like, I wonder what that would do to the price.
Interesting indeed. Yeah, what do you think? So we got in the beginning, I was talking about we had the sacrifice for the token, then we had the beta launch of the platform, the token on testnet, were some rumblings and stuff on that, and then the token launch on mainnet, and now it's trading, but not quite integrated, as far as I can tell. Token is not integrated with the platform. What is the speculation?
Still in beta, right? So
Yeah.
we're still in a beta phase. We just have a tradable token, which is kind of like halfway to what was expected. Like, what I expected was the token would launch, there would be no beta, there would be no anything. We would just have a token to play with. But we got a beta to play with before the token, and now the token's launched, but it's not the final protocol, meaning that there's not deep liquidity in the ProveX pools, I'll call them. It's not really that, but and there's no reason to think that there will be any day super soon. But I imagine that beta take's going to come off one day, and then we'll see some buy and burn for ProveX. It is accumulating though, right? Like, there are transactions there, and it will pick up steam, but it needs real volume, and it won't get that real volume until the beta's done.
Okay, so you think we'll pick up volume after the beta and then the token integration? You say accumulating, you think so there'll be like a big initial buy and burn? You think it's accumulating now with the volume?
I think it's accumulating now. Like, the volume is, fairly insubstantial. Frank White from plsstart.me, he posted a tracker. Let me see if I can find that. But it's not it is not nothing to speak of as far as the volume goes, right? Like, it's a beta, people are moving $20-$30 through it, and that sort of thing. It's not moving the millions. So, but we know that with the way it's set up with a 2% buy and burn, that when millions do move through it, they will have a notable effect on the price of ProveX. So, which is one of the theories of how Richard could pump the price. Maybe he just uses it himself and moves $1 billion through, right?
That could be interesting. Moving. What do you think? I want to go back to the announcement. Yeah, got a big shiny logo, big announcement tweet of the trading here as well. So it wasn't so the whitelist timer all expire at the same time. Launched at zero value. All that stuff. Is there anything that people, ask some question like, oh, there's no claim. The same as PulseChain, PulseX, nothing to do, right? You get the token if you sacked, you're on the list. You get the tokens airdropped in the wallet. If you don't see it in the wallet, you add PRVX. You add PRVX token to the wallet. Maybe take us through that of like just for new people to know, like on the token.
You bet. So basically, if you participated directly with the official sacrifice, then the token is going to get airdropped to your wallet, meaning you don't need to do anything. If you haven't added the contract number into your wallet, you may not see it. So add that one as per the Richard post into your wallet, like into your MetaMask, into your Rabby, whatever it is, and then you will see the tokens in the wallet that you sacrificed from. If you don't see the tokens in the wallet after doing all those things, then I would direct people to very carefully ask, for help in the ProveX Telegram room. But anyone who sends you a DM, a private message, is a scammer, because none of the admins will do that. So only get help in public. But chances are, if you sacrificed from a wallet and you add that to that contract number to the wallet, you'll see your tokens inside the wallet. Another thing you can do to double check is you take that wallet and you go to PulseX, or you go to Pidius, and it will read the tokens in your wallet, even if you haven't already added it to the wallet. So you can check on a DEX that has ProveX already added, and it will show the tokens that are in your wallet. So it's multiple ways to check. The people who sacrificed through Buck's Pool, they do not have an automatic airdrop unless they signed up for that specifically. They may have to go to the website and claim their tokens. I'm going to quote the website if I still have it around. Just sent to somebody the other day because there's been a couple of questions about that. People, there's time between these sacrifices and people forget how they did it. So if you participate in the pool instead of directly through the sacrifice, then you have to claim your tokens, which means you have to go to that website, which is provexpool.com. And on that page, there's a claim button where you have to be logged into the wallet that you participated from. You'll have an option to send them to a different wallet, which you should be extremely careful with. Do not drop the ProveX contract number or any other contract number in that box. It's best just to claim them to the wallet you sacrificed from, but you can only use that page with the wallet you sacrificed from. So just do everything slow, people, right? Like, be careful, double check your numbers, double check everything. Make sure you're on the right wallet. If you ask for help in public and somebody sends you a private message, it's a scammer 100% of the time. I will never DM you. Max will never DM you. That's just how it works. But this was a pretty smooth sacrifice. I think the only people who potentially had some trouble were people who sacrificed from non-EVM chains like Solana. Those are a little harder to track, etc. But I think it was very minimal, smoother than previous sacrifices.
Yeah,
and pretty fast too, right? Like from sacrifice to token, right? Like it wasn't a 4-year wait.
No, sacrifice ended in January, second week of January, and now we're in March and got token.
We have
data platform.
Yep. Yeah, we've got a platform we can play with. It's not like full functional yet, but you can see the writing on the wall, right? And it could get a lot better than what we see right now too. There's lots of upgrades that I think ProveX could have. Lots of things people could build on top of it, maybe separate from Richard and his team. It is an interesting product.
There's a lot of space here for other tabs and other things.
Yep.
Yeah. So
there's all kinds of stuff that can be done with this technology beyond just using it as an on-ramp, off-ramp, right? Which is like on-ramp, off-ramp is major. That's like the main purpose for centralized exchanges that we can take out using this. But like this can do a ton of things that could interact with everyday businesses all over the world if somebody wants to build on top.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it. There's got buy sell stats. Who knows what kind of PulseChain. Actually, see, before we said didn't see a lot of PulseChain mentioned, but now we can see there's some. Yeah, of course the token is on PulseChain, all this stuff too, but there's a little bit there. It'd be interesting to see, like, if there was other integrations with PulseX or Bridge or other ways to buy. Or actually, I haven't been to ProveX.com for a while. Is there any updates there?
ProveX.com? I don't think a ton has changed. Let's take a look.
No. Pretty cool. Yes, if you want to know, I'll drop this link in the chat. It's always funny how it's like, the official website. Kind of forget to go to it sometimes, but it actually has a ton of good information. And like these pieces, a lot of stuff we went off in the beginning. Good.
There's an official website, and there's even a official X account.
That's right. X account as well. Be interesting to see if we get some more posts and stuff and how much comes from that. ProveX token, engineered scarcity, 2% buy and burn, auto infrastructure, smart contract driven. Fees collected from the swaps are automatically used to buy ProveX from the open liquidity pool. Scarcity forever, supply only decreases. So adoption equals scarcity. Pretty bullish tokenomics, you think?
I think so. I think it's, once it gets running, like 2% is actually a large buy and burn, right? So I think the only downside of the 2% is some people might not want to pay 2% to participate, but that opens up the opportunity to incentivize them elsewhere to participate, which I think is a thing that we could see. But if like, if $1 billion moves through there, right, and it gives you a a $200,000 buy and burn, that's huge.
Any other pieces? I just want to check real quick. Oh, it didn't keep going up. It didn't go up for like 15 minutes fast. It's only 408877.
Yep.
Any other pieces, things people should know about? I mean, covered quite a bit in the beginning as well. What's the biggest question? Is there any like big questions out there? I went through a few different questions from X as well, but
people have asked me, what can I do with my ProveX? They want and that's something we should cover just so people don't get scammed. Right now, there's nothing officially you can do with it, right? So just hold on to it. If you want to do liquidity, something like that, there's a couple people doing good things. The LPX guys are doing something with ProveX. And there's other people building around ProveX, myself included, but officially with the ProveX token from the ProveX website, there's no staking option. The buy and burn will just happen, and the value of your ProveX would get pushed up by a buy and burn, right? So it's much like PulseX. There's no innate built-in code in that token that's going to make it do something special. It's something you can just hold right now. That is a good, safe option.
Last question in chat. Sorry, I can't get to everything today, but I want to get this question real quick. Could a wallet be added to ProveX? We still haven't seen, again, we heard Richard talk about wallet and stuff before. Wallet plus ProveX in it. Like, is that, do you think there'll be any more products or any other big integrations coming for ProveX as far as like making it easier to use and making it,
I think a special purpose wallet would be cool. Like, I don't know if we need just a copy of MetaMask, right? There's not a big benefit there, but some sort of special purpose privacy wallet that connected to ProveX, or a wallet to facilitate specific kinds of transactions, right? Subscriptions, right? Which is one of the things that like ProveX could enable is, communicating with X that yes, Fast Abdul paid for his, his blue check mark this month, right? And here's the data, and he paid in crypto, and this is how he paid. So like a wallet to help facilitate subscriptions, or a wallet to help facilitate privacy, that would be a nice add-on for ProveX. To just have a MetaMask fork that does the same things wouldn't be that exciting. So, but yeah, I would think it would be cool to have a wallet add-on for special purposes. Would be cool, or even like a disposable wallet thing for one-time use, right? Like that would facilitate stuff like that. That could be a thing. The sky is the limit on what could be built on top. It just might not be an immediate return for the people who build it, right? Because we're talking future-proof things. Not huge market demand things at this second, but like if you build it, they may come.
Exciting stuff. 2026, hopefully a very good year for PulseChain and ProveX. Fast Abdul, appreciate it. Sorry we didn't get to chat as much as usual today for the full stream, but I'm glad you could hop on and glad you saw it. And I'll try to get that time zone correct in the future. But where can people find out more about you and your stuff?
I can be found at Fast Abdul on X, as seen on the screen here. You could also check out one of my websites. We'll say vault369.com, which is a liquidity fork that will allow ProveX as collateral to borrow stablecoins. That's coming to fruition fairly soon. And there's links to telegrams there and so on and so forth. Once again, I will not send you private messages. That is a scammer who stole my picture.
All right, everyone. That's all we got for you today. We're going to end it with Rockets Up, Scivive, and 5555. We are out.